got married when I was just 20 years old. The guy I married, Jason, wasn't a terrible person, not really. But he also wasn't a great match for me. Looking back, the truth is, I married a dud. Not someone who was mean or abusive, he just didn't do anything. Like, literally nothing. Now, I'm not your average woman, whatever that means these days. I've always liked myself. I mean, sure, I've got areas I'd love to grow in, but I've never had issues with my age, my smarts, my looks, or my personality. Those things that seem to bother a lot of women. They just never stuck to me. I had, and still have, a solid career, one that pays me more than enough to live comfortably on my own. I know how to fix my own car, use power tools, and I can Google the hell out of anything I don't know how to do. I'm direct. I say what I mean and expect the same in return, none of that passive-aggressive stuff. But I'll admit, I'm stubborn. Like, dig in your heels kind of stubborn. And because I believed marriage was supposed to last forever, I stayed in that mess for 13 years. 13 years. Even though I was the one working full-time, taking care of the kids, keeping the house running, doing everything, I still stayed. Because that's what you do, right? The thing is, Jason felt like I didn't need him. And in a lot of ways, he wasn't wrong, I am capable as hell. But he was also missing the point entirely. I didn't need someone to change a light bulb or earn a paycheck. I needed a partner. I needed someone who saw me, who appreciated the effort I was pouring into everything just to keep our lives afloat. I needed support. I needed a damn friend. I couldn't do it all by myself. Still can't, honestly. Let me give you a little glimpse into just how emotionally alone I was. I struggled with infertility for 3 whole years. 3 years of hormone shots, meds, constant nausea, migraines, hot flashes, body aches, and a mountain of disappointment. Every single month, I'd stare at a pregnancy test hoping for that second line, and it never came. That kind of heartbreak messes with you. Watching other people post baby photos when you've been trying for years. Brutal. I even had to photograph my cousin's baby's first birthday party, a baby she'd conceived after I started trying. I talked about my struggles openly. I believed maybe it would help someone else who was hurting. But somehow, Jason was completely clueless about how much I was suffering. Not because I didn't tell him. I did. Over and over. He just didn't get it. He was like a grown child, emotionally stunted, unable to offer support in any real way. He didn't mean to be cruel, he was just utterly useless when it came to emotional things. And once we did have kids, forget it. He became more of a burden than a help. I was walking on eggshells all the time, trying to keep the kids, who were honestly great kids, from setting him off. Meanwhile, I was working long hours, coming home, making dinner, doing bedtime routines, managing chaos, while Jason sat on the couch playing games on his phone. I spent more time protecting the kids from him than parenting them. Eventually, I had enough. I asked him to leave. And just like that, everything got better. Immediately. I could breathe again. The weight lifted. I was finally free of the dead weight that had been dragging me down for over a decade. I didn't miss him. Not for 1 second. Sure, life was still exhausting. I crawled into bed every night barely able to keep my eyes open. Raising kids is hard, even on good days. But at least now, it was my hard. It wasn't because of someone else's laziness or neglect. And I was happy. Genuinely, peacefully happy. But even so, it wears you down. Even with a good income, even with my family helping out when they could, and with kind neighbors and a strong church community, I was still drowning some days. I'd be mentally fried from work, come home to my 4-year-old screaming, my 10-year-old talking nonstop about some TV show, the dog barking at the door, the cat yelling underfoot, and everything in the house needed me. All at once. Not wanted me. Needed me. And while being needed has its beauty, most days I felt like a bone-dry sponge being wrung out for drops I didn't have left. People would ask if I ever thought about dating again. I'd just laugh. Who has time for that? Certainly not me. I was fine on my own. After what I'd been through, I wasn't about to settle, and I didn't have the energy to go looking. And really, what guy wants to date a single mom with young kids who's got her life together and standards sky high? No way. Dating for fun wasn't even on my radar. And that, my friends, is when God looked down and said, "Hold my beer." That summer, we had an intern at work. His name Eli. And oh boy. Eli was something else. He was young, like, really young. We're talking more than 10 years younger than me. But the guy was sharp as a tack. Smart, hard-working, easy to talk to, and just plain good. He fixed his own car, budgeted like a grown adult, and didn't come off like a typical college dude. Honestly, he was the kind of guy you instantly respected, the kind of young man your grandma would call a real catch. But me. I didn't even consider him like that. I mean, come on. What 22-year-old is gonna want to spend time with a single mom living in the suburbs, raising 2 kids, and just trying to make it through the day without collapsing? Summer flew by in a blink. He did his internship, impressed the hell out of everyone, and then he headed back to school. I figured that was the last I'd see of him. But a few weeks later, he came back for the weekend, and, well, one thing led to another, and he kissed me. And we've been a thing ever since. I swear to you, I had no idea this is what healthy love could feel like. Y'all. This man. I cannot even. He talks to me. Like, actually uses his words. He tells me what he's thinking and how he's feeling, even when he knows I might not like it. Do you know what a relief that is? No guessing. No reading between the lines. He just says it. It's wild. This guy, this kid, by all accounts, has his stuff together better than most grown men I've ever met. He watches his spending, plans ahead, even has a credit score over 800. At 22. I didn't even know what a credit score was at that age. And the conversations we have. My God. We can talk all day long, about philosophy, science, random theories, TV shows that actually have plots, books with meaning. He asks about my day, and when I tell him, he remembers. He actually listens. I don't care about flowers or shiny gifts or fancy gestures. I just wanted someone who would show up. Someone who'd be there, who'd notice things, who gave a damn. So for Valentine's Day, he didn't get me chocolates or roses or anything traditional. He flooded my inboxes, every single app or platform we use, with stuff to make me smile. Memes, funny cat pics, love notes, videos. Just sweet, ridiculous little things that screamed, "Hey, I'm thinking about you." And then there was the first time I went to his apartment. I was exhausted. Beyond tired. I crashed on his bed almost immediately. I woke up a couple hours later and was talking to one of his roommates, who casually mentioned that while I was sleeping, Eli had gone around the whole floor spraying WD-40 on all the squeaky door hinges so nothing would wake me up. Let that sink in. He didn't just let me rest. He protected my rest. That's love. That's respect. That's the kind of care you can't fake. He cooks. He cleans. He's always down to try something new. He notices the little things and actually says something when he appreciates them. Wow, this dinner's incredible, thank you, or you're really good at that, that's awesome. Like, genuinely says it. Without being prompted. And the craziest part? He doesn't think it's special. He thinks this is just normal. That everybody is like this. I had to laugh. Buddy, no. No, they are not. One time, I went out of my way to bring him something, nothing major, but still, I went the extra mile because I wanted to. When I got there, he was acting kinda off. Not mean, just short. It threw me a little, but I let it go. Not even 10 minutes after I left, my phone rang. It was Eli, calling to apologize. He realized he'd been rude, and he wanted to say thank you properly, and let me know he appreciated the effort. I about fell over. I mean, what? A grown man, calling to own his mistake and apologize without being asked. Where did this unicorn come from? He holds me accountable too. If I'm being ridiculous, and hey, it happens, he calls me on it. Gently, but firmly. And I love that. I don't want a yes man. I want someone honest. He's the same way. We keep each other grounded, and it works. It works so well. The thing that really got me, though. He didn't shy away from the fact that I had kids. He didn't keep them at arm's length, or treat them like some kind of inconvenient side effect of dating me. He leaned in. Hard. I remember this one night like it happened yesterday. He was coming over for dinner. Nothing fancy, just a regular weeknight. But that day, everything had gone off the rails. My 4-year-old was in peak meltdown mode. Usually, she's my little firecracker, full of sass and giggles. But not that night. That night, she was a complete disaster. I was this close to losing it. I had one hand on a screaming child, the other on a boiling pot, the dog barking at absolutely nothing, the cat tripping me every 5 seconds, and my 10-year-old running around asking random questions at full volume. Then Eli showed up. He walked in, took one look at me, gave me this warm, quick hug, and whispered, "Want me to take her outside for a bit?" I almost cried. "Yes," I said. "Please. Take her. Take the dog. Take anything that moves." And he did. He scooped up my daughter, grabbed the leash, and headed out to the backyard. It was the first time in what felt like forever that I got to cook dinner without something yelling at me or hanging off my leg. After a few minutes, he came back in, checked on me again, and asked if there was anything else he could do. I must have looked frazzled because I just kind of muttered, "I don't even know. I'm just worn out." He didn't push. He just wrapped me in this long, solid hug and said, "I'm here. We'll figure it out." Then he kissed my forehead and headed back outside to keep the kids company. And when it was time for dinner, he brought the kids in and got them to help set the table. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. He didn't wait to be asked. He just did it. And he made it fun, they actually enjoyed helping. I sat down at the table and realized something wild, I wasn't doing anything. I didn't have to set the table. I didn't have to pour drinks. I didn't have to herd everyone into their seats or remind them to say thank you. I just sat and ate. I hadn't done that in I don't even know how long. And after dinner, He told the kids he'd play with them after he helped clean up. And by help, I mean he practically did the whole thing himself. Dishes, counters, everything. I tried to step in, but he waved me off. I got it, he said, smiling. You did enough today. I stood there with nothing to do. It felt surreal. How do you even process someone wanting to do that for you? I tell Eli all the time how much I appreciate him. And he always looks a little uncomfortable, like he doesn't understand why I'm making such a big deal out of it. But here's the thing, he doesn't think he's doing anything special. He honestly believes this is just what people do when they care about someone. That this kind of kindness, thoughtfulness, maturity is normal. And maybe it should be. But from what I've seen, it's not. Guys like him are rare. You know what still blows my mind? The fact that Eli wants me. Not some younger version of me. Not a less complicated version. Not someone without baggage or stretch marks or loud kids or a million responsibilities. Me? Exactly as I am. Let's be real here, this man is in the prime of his life. Senior year of college. Smart as hell. Talented. Attractive. He could be out there living his best life, dating whoever he wants. Swiping through cute college girls without a care in the world. But no. He chose me. Me, with my messy life and my sarcasm and my stress. Me, with my barely holding it together mom vibes and long-winded rants, and tendency to cry over spilled coffee when it's just been that kind of day. He picked this. This whole crazy, chaotic, noisy life of mine. And he didn't just dip his toe in, he dove in head first. And the most baffling part. He doesn't act like it's some noble sacrifice. He doesn't play the hero or wear a gold star like, look at me, dating a single mom. He just loves me. Fully. Completely. Like it's the easiest thing in the world. And let me tell you, I feel it. In the little things and the big ones. In the way he looks at me when I'm not even talking, just existing. In how he instinctively steps in when I look tired. In how he talks to my kids like they're human beings, not chores. And the way he holds me when I finally let myself fall apart after pretending to be strong all week. That kind of love doesn't just happen. It's chosen. We've had our moments, don't get me wrong. We are not perfect. We've had awkward conversations, bumps in the road, mismatched expectations. He's 22, I'm in a very different chapter of life, there are bound to be things we see differently. But the difference now? We talk. We don't shove things under the rug. We don't pretend problems don't exist until they explode later. If something's off, we sit down, we hash it out. And if one of us messes up, we own it. There's no scorekeeping. No silent treatment. No guilt tripping. It's mature. It's mutual. It's safe. And I'll be honest, I didn't even know I needed this kind of love until I had it. My heart didn't even know how empty it was until he filled it without even trying. One night, after the kids were asleep and we were just sitting on the couch, talking about nothing and everything, I remember looking at him and thinking, how did I ever survive without this? I still don't quite know how I got so lucky. Sometimes I look at Eli and think, what is wrong with this man? Like, seriously, what glitch in the universe made him walk into my life? He could have had easy. He could have had simple. He could have had freedom. But instead, he walked straight into a house with spilled juice on the floor, endless school pickup lines, tantrums in Target, and a woman who's been through some serious hell. And he didn't flinch. Not once. He didn't just accept my kids, he adored them. He didn't just tolerate my chaos, he embraced it. He leaned into the whole mess with this kind of calm, grounded energy I didn't know I needed until I had it. I keep telling him how much I appreciate him, and he always shrugs it off like it's no big deal. But it is. It's a huge deal. Because I've done life alone. I know what it's like to feel like you're carrying everything on your own shoulders, every single day, with no backup, and no end in sight. I've done the nights where you fall into bed and cry because no one touched you kindly, or asked how your day was, or even noticed that you hadn't eaten since lunch. So now, when someone shows up with kindness and consistency and effort, and does it over and over again without needing a gold star or recognition, it doesn't go unnoticed. It feels like water in a desert. Like warmth after a long winter. Like finally being able to exhale after holding your breath for years. And the most surprising part. I'm still me. I didn't have to become someone else to be loved. I didn't have to shrink myself down or tone myself back. He loves my strength, my sarcasm, my ambition. He doesn't compete with it or try to dim it. He celebrates it. He lets me be tired without making me feel weak. He lets me be soft without making me feel silly. He lets me be angry without getting defensive. He lets me be. And I don't take that lightly. Not anymore. I used to think I was fine alone, and I was. I was managing. Thriving, even, in some ways. But I didn't realize how lonely I had become. How worn down. How exhausted I was from being the strong one, the capable one, the one who always had to know the answer. Now, I don't have to be on all the time. I can rest. I can lean. I can ask for help without feeling like a burden. And I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that if tomorrow everything went sideways, he'd still be here. Not because he has to be. But because he wants to be. That's the difference. People ask me now if I believe in love again. And I tell them, I never stopped believing in love. I just didn't know what real love looked like. Love isn't grand gestures or dramatic moments. It's picking up the baby when she's screaming so I can finish cooking. It's cleaning the kitchen without being asked. It's sending a dumb meme to make me laugh on a hard day. It's showing up, again and again, in small, beautiful, life-saving ways. Eli does that. And every time he does, a little part of my heart, the part that thought she had to do it all alone, heals a bit more. So yeah. I didn't know what I was missing. But now that I have it, I'm never letting it go. 4-0.